Hello, hello. Welcome. I am so excited to welcome you to our little conversation that we're going to have. And my name is Jill Matthews, and I am a national director and leadership coach with Mary Kay. And I am so excited to introduce you to one of my great friends and somebody that I've had the privilege of working with for the last several years. And she's just a blessing to my life. And I just wanted everybody in the whole free world to get to know my friend, Lizi Gregory. And so hi, Lizi. I'm so glad you're on the call with us today. She is a sales director with Mary Kay, driving the big fluffy pink Cadillac that is also faux free. And I want to always say that it is faux free, real free. So Lizi, welcome. I'm so glad you chose to spend some time with me today.
Thank you. I am so excited. It's been so nice to hang out with you already.
Well, great. Well, listen, we're just going to have a quick chat about the Mary Kay business opportunity because I think the real world needs to see a true success story. And so many times you hear, all sorts of stories about Mary Kay. And so I just always like to feature those that are in it to win it. And you are definitely one of those people. So Lizi, tell us, what was it that attracted you to Mary Kay? Tell me a little bit about how you got invited to join Mary Kay. And then tell me just a little bit about, tell us about this little ride you're on.
Okay, so I originally started Mary Kay because I really loved the product. I have like the world's most sensitive skin. I don't know about anybody else, but mine is the worst. And so I found Mary Kay, and it was the first product that no matter what I tried, I could use. And so I fell in love with the product. My mom loved the product. My sister used the product. And so I joined because I wanted to save some money on my product. And then I thought, well, maybe I can sell to my mom, my sister, family, friends, that kind of thing, just make a little extra gas money. And so that's really how I got started in Mary Kay, was to save some money and make some gas money.
Big goals. I see that. Lizi, as I have talked to several people just recently, it's really amazing how similar all of our stories are to some degree. And you're like the third person that I've interviewed that said, I just had these little goals, just like to save a little money and maybe to make a little money. So you're right in there with a lot of us that just said, if I could save some money on this stuff that I love, why wouldn't I do that? So so that's a great reason. So talk to me about why you stay. I mean, what's attracted you and what kind of made you move up into a leadership position? Or let me ask you this. Did you ever think you'd be in a leadership position?
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, I never had dreams of like leadership or Cadillacs or any of that, but I did have dreams of this imaginary career where I could work in a coffee shop or work in my pajamas or work all across the country or with my dogs. I'm obsessed with my pets. And so my dreams were more along the lines of just having a healthy marriage, being a stay-at-home mom, traveling the world, creating my own schedule, things like that. And so, the pink Cadillac wasn't a dream for me, but it was the vehicle to my dream. And as far as the leadership portion, or, if I ever thought about that, I really didn't. Growing up, my sister was more of the natural leader. And so I just didn't know that I had that inside of me. And so I did know that I was really unfulfilled in other jobs that I had. And I always knew that I had more inside of me, that like I was made for more, but I just didn't really have a place where I could live that out. Right. And so the opportunity in Mary Kay to grow in a leadership role has really changed, every aspect of my life. So I never dreamt of that. Absolutely not. But I have new dreams because of this business, and it's allowed me to live the life of my dreams. I love that.
Wow. That's another thing that I hear a lot, is that we come into this kind of like, I don't know what I don't know, but it gives us a platform to grow. And if I could just share anything with anybody that's choosing to listen to this video, is we all need to join Mary Kay, even if it's just for a year, just so that we can discover ourselves, because it gives us such a platform and a very, very safe place to grow and grow new skills. Mm-hmm. And I know I've heard you, and I you may not know I'm going to ask you this question, but literally I've heard you talk about how shy you are and how that
so
right this very second. But literally how that might have been something that would have held you back is because, like you said, my sister was the natural born leader. And so talk a little bit about what has Mary Kay done to help create a platform for you to step out into, maybe some God-given talents you didn't know you were going to go there.
Yeah. Okay. I am probably one of the shyest people you will ever meet. I'm terribly shy. And so this was nothing I ever saw myself doing. The idea of speaking to people on a video or speaking to people in a room, it just terrified me. But I didn't want to stay as shy as I was.
Right.
And so I loved the idea that I could take little baby steps outside of my comfort zone, but still have like this support system that had my back. So if I ever felt like I fell or I stumbled along the way, I had people that were like, pulling me up. Yes, and helping me out. So it just gave me a place to move at my own pace and grow at my own pace. And I loved that I could move as quickly or as slow as I needed to for my personality.
Yeah. Well, speaking of baby steps, you were kind of a baby when you joined. So talk to me about how old were you when you made the plunge to join to start your Mary Kay business?
Okay, so my 18th birthday, which for y'all watching, you probably don't know, but you have to be 18 years old to start a Mary Kay business. So I started on my 18th birthday. I knew when I was 16 and I went to a Mary Kay appointment that I thought, oh, I could probably do that. That looks fun. Makeup, that's exciting. And it always just kind of stuck around in the back of my mind. It was nothing I thought I would do as a full-time career, but I thought that might be a fun little thing to make extra money. Even as a teenager, I had like multiple jobs. I always loved to be busy and to be doing something. And so I thought, well, that'd be a good little side hustle for me. And so I joined on my 18th birthday, literally the day I could join.
Yeah, well, I think that side hustle's worked out pretty well for you. Just for everybody watching, Lizzie's one of our top performers in the company and was recognized last year at our year-end soiree as one of the top of the top of the top. And so it was a privilege for me to be there to celebrate her that day. And it was really, really amazing. And she will also be recognized this year at the year end as one of our top people. So I have what fun I've got to see her kind of grow up in the business. So it's been fun. And for all of you that think you're too young or too old or too this or too that or too shy or too whatever, I can assure you there's a great example of somebody that may have had a few things, working against them, youth and being shy, but she's turned them into her strengths for sure. So talk to me, Lizzie, about the Mary Kay culture. I know that's something that's near and dear to your heart, that you love the Mary Kay culture and how it's impacted you, your family, kind of the ripple effects.
Okay, so the Mary Kay culture, the first thing, it's just absolutely unmatched. I've never experienced anything like it. Being part of a really happy, healthy, thriving culture, that is key for me in a place that I'm going to work. I want to thrive. And I found that in Mary Kay. I feel like I'm truly valued as a person just for being me the way that I am. I feel like I'm seen. I've always felt like I was heard, like I actually had a voice worth listening to. And I love being part of a team. We're not just working for our own personal success in Mary Kay, but we're also able to support other women in their success stories. And so I love that it's never just been about me. It's been about helping other people, helping the team win. And to me, that's more important than just my own personal success. I feel like I belong. Like we have this just really incredible community that's built around these shared interests and shared values and shared goals. And the Mary Kay sisterhood, I've just never found anything like it anywhere else. So that is really the thing that drew me into making this more of a career for me. And that's why I chose Mary Kay, the culture. I love it.
Well, I can just echo that as well. I think I always tell the funny story that I used to call Mary Kay the cult. Then I realized it wasn't a cult, it was a culture. And I didn't know what I didn't know as well. And I didn't know that I needed those positive role models, but I also needed positive reinforcement. I am not shy, but I was insecure. So you can be, not shy, but insecure at the same time. And so that culture of nurturing, and then they gave me a platform to nurture. I think God hardwires women to be nurturers.
Mm-hmm.
And when we are placed in environments where that is not rewarded, I think women don't necessarily play nice.
Right.
But when we are natural nurturers and we're placed in environments where it is nurtured, I think that's where we blossom. And I can definitely, I know lots of Lizzie's team members, and they think she walks on water, and I do too. So it's really, I love that. And I love that you said I'm seen and I'm heard and I have a valuable voice. That's, I think that's what we all want. That's all what we want in life is those things, and to have a healthy culture. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple more questions.
Okay.
At what point did you say, my blood runs pink? I'm doing this for life. I can't see myself doing anything else. I am fulfilling my God-given calling, if you will. So what was there a moment in time? Was there a situation? Was there just, you woke up one day and you said, Eureka, this is it? What was it?
For me, I would feel like that would have been at my first Mary Kay seminar. I was about 8 months into working my Mary Kay business, and I just truly fell in love with the mission of the company. And I had never seen that on such a grand scale before. When I started, I was just focused on building a team and figuring out the products and what does what and what makeup should I wear and things like that. I'd always loved the product and I loved the culture, but I never really saw on a large scale the mission of the company until I really immersed myself in seminar. And when I understood the mission of Mary Kay, that's when I knew I could never go anywhere else. The mission was something that I wanted to support forever. So at seminar that year, I learned about the Pink Doing Green campaign, which I know you know all about, but for those of y'all that are watching, Mary Kay has planted over 1 million trees around the world. That's huge. Our product packaging is sustainable. We have great recycling programs. Our manufacturing sites have 0 landfill status. The packing materials are biodegradable. We work on renewable energy, like all of those things. And I loved a company that cared for the environment, but I also love a company that cares for people. And so at seminar, I also learned about the Mary Kay Foundation, and not just, they're committed to ending domestic violence and cancer, but they don't just say that. They put their money where their mouth is. And I really saw that year. Every year the Mary Kay Foundation awards $3 million to domestic violence shelters and $1.2 million in grants to find cures for cancers that affect women and kids. And so that's something I can get behind. When you work for a company that really cares about people and the environment, that was just really exciting to me. I knew I could never go anywhere else.
Oh, I love that you talk about the things that Mary Kay does. It's really remarkable what Mary Kay does for people. I think so many people put Mary Kay in a box and say, oh, it's just a cosmetic company. It is so not a cosmetic company. It's a platform for us to enrich the lives of women. And we just happen to have the vehicle of lipstick to do that. And that's quite remarkable. I love that. So the domestic violence and Mary Kay Foundation, that's something I'm huge into. That. My history has, because of divine calling, I believe, some things happened to me in my relationships that allowed me to be a very strong voice for domestic violence. And so I love that. I love that cause. I love knowing that we're not just selling lipstick. We're not just doing those things, but when people wash their face with Mary Kay, they're empowering small business owners. They're giving women an opportunity to make money that may not have other opportunities. They're empowering women to think a different thought and to be supported. And so I love that you bring up the Mary Kay Foundation. I could talk all day on that particular topic right there. I love the foundation.
The thing, like I had seen, the business side of things, but I really saw the heart at seminar. And that's when it all became real to me that it's so much more than lipstick. And that's when I knew I was going to do this forever.
Yeah. It is the heart. And I think that's the difference between the cult and the culture. I mean, there's a lot of places you can go make money, but very few places that you can make a difference.
Yeah.
And make money. I like the two together.
Both.
I'm not turning back any paychecks just yet, but I do love the paycheck of the heart the most, for sure, for sure. Okay, so one of the last questions I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to just ask you a little secret question that you don't even know I'm going to ask you, but a lot of people talk about how we as Mary Kay people work all the time. You're just working all the time. And I hear that all the time for me. And I know with you, that has been something that I've heard people even ask you, like, do you just work all the time? And I giggle a little bit because we know we play way more than people realize. So talk to me about work-life balance and how that's affected you and how it affects your family and your future family and why Mary Kay is a perfect fit for you.
Okay, well, Mary Kay Ash, the person, she actually built the company on the priorities of God first, family second, career third. And every day, just because that's the whole priorities of the company, I feel really encouraged to put faith and family before my career. And that aligns with my personal priorities. That's the way that I would want it to be. So for me, having a life outside of my job is just as important to me as actually having a job. So I love that I get to work my work schedule around my life instead of trying to fit my life around my work schedule. I feel like I have a really happy work-life balance because I'm the one that creates the schedule. So I choose when and where I work. And as long as I have a laptop or a phone, I can work from anywhere. So that provides a lot of flexibility, freedom for me and my husband so that we can travel the world, do whatever we want. We can design our lives and really live our dream lives. So I wouldn't have had that freedom of designing my work-life balance if it hadn't been for Mary Kay.
Well, I totally agree. It's the best of both worlds. I always say that we don't have to go from box to box to box, that we just put it all in one big thing and we stir it around. And when we need a nap, we go take a nap. And when we need to work more because we've got bills or whatever, we can do that. So it's the ebb and the flow that I think some people see as working too much, but I really believe it's the way it was supposed to be, for sure.
And I mean, so many of my best friends are in Mary Kay. So even when I'm at work, I'm just hanging out with my friends. And when I'm hanging out with them, you know, I can still be learning and growing in my business too. It's the perfect balance.
Yeah. It's the perfect balance. I love that. So talk to me, is there any, and I know this isn't necessarily what you're about, but is there any like prize or award? Because, you know, Mary Kay invented incentive marketing and we get rewarded. You've already talked about that. You've been seen and heard, but you're also rewarded for a job well done. Is there a particular prize or experience or something that has made you go, wow, that's a dream come true?
Okay, there's obviously been tons of really great prizes, the diamonds and the purses and furniture from my home, things like that. But I am an experienced person. So my favorite experience that I've had because of Mary Kay has been the cruise to the Bahamas that we took in October with Mary Kay. They put me and my husband in this incredible room with a balcony on an exquisite ship with 3,000 of my Mary Kay girlfriends and friends. It was so much fun. And I grew up watching the Mary Kate and Ashley movie, Holiday in the Sun. And I loved that movie. I was obsessed with it. And in this movie, they filmed it at Atlantis in the Bahamas. And I remember as a kid just like dreaming of one day going down that water slide off the pyramid into a pool of sharks. And I had always wanted to do that. And so when we went to the Bahamas with Mary Kay, I got to go to Atlantis, go down the pyramid slide into the shark pool, and Mary Kay filmed it. It was just like a crazy, mind-blowing, one of the best experiences, one of my favorite memories ever. I'll never forget that.
Well, and you got to take your man with you too.
I did. And he went down the water slide with me. We had the best time.
Oh, I love it. I love that Mary Kay really values that family unit, that we're not just winning things and doing stuff ourselves, but Mary Kay encourages us to involve and enlist our support people. Yeah, absolutely. And I know you may not want to share this, but I know you've shared with me before that you kind of started out with maybe a not so supportive husband, but you've ended up with a very supportive husband, and it's the same guy.
Yeah, it is.
That's the important part. So is there any you think he just saw that you were fulfilling your dreams and that it really was more than just a tagline?
Yeah, I mean, I think he saw a lot of changes when I started really getting into my Mary Kay business. Before Mary Kay, because I was so unfulfilled at where I was at, I was very miserable all the time because I wasn't felt like I was seen or heard or valued or had a place to use my talents. And so I was just miserable. And when I started Mary Kay, he thought it was silly. He thought there's no way I could really make anything big of this. But he just kind of felt like, well, you give it a try. We'll see what happens, And I gave it a try, and I wanted to prove to him that I could really make this work for me and for our family so that one day I could stay at home with our kids and we really could have the life that we dreamed of. And it took about a year. When we brought home our first free car, that's about the time that he started thinking, oh, okay, maybe this is really working. And I was able to replace my income and, much more. And Many speaks to men. So that really helped change his mind and his tune. And now he loves driving the pink Cadillac, and he'll drive it around town, drive it to work. He's brought his work friends to lunch in it before. So he truly loves this business because it's allowed me to grow and to blossom. And honestly, I'm just a happier person now. So it's better Lizi to live with.
They really do just want you to be happy. But I'm telling you, you get sexier when you put money in the bank and a free car in the garage.
That's true.
When you do those two things.
Yeah, they like that a lot.
Oh, they do. They do. Well, I'm going to ask you one final question, then we'll wrap this up. But if I know that you speak a lot to millennials because they're your people, and they think I'm too old. I'm the abuela in the group, so that I think I'm too old, and I'm, But is there some message that you would love to convey to everybody that's choosing to watch this today? What would be your advice if somebody's looking at this video going, I think I might want to do it. I don't know if I want to do it. They're just torn, or it sounds good for her, or it worked out for her. I don't know that it would work out for me. Is there just one last piece of advice that you'd say for somebody that's listening to this and might be interested in joining?
Good. Okay. Well, my first piece of advice would be not to wait, to just do it. I wish that I could have started sooner. Imagine how long I'd be by now, So don't wait. Just give it a shot. You really never know unless you try. The worst case scenario is that you end up with $400 of product that you got for $100. And I think that we would all be thrilled to go to the store and get $400 worth of stuff for $100, right? So that's just a good Groupon. And then the best case scenario is, you're driving a pink Escalade and making thousands of dollars and living the life of your dreams with freedom and flexibility to have the experiences that you want and provide the life that you want for your family. So when you weigh those two, the worst case scenario really isn't that bad. It's amazing. So you should just give it a shot. Yeah.
Well, Lizi, it's been a pleasure just hanging out with you for just a little while today. And I just want the whole world to get to know a true success story and somebody with your character and integrity and your work ethic. I mean, Mary Kay is not a get rich quick scheme. It is a get rich slow scheme, but it's you're still going to get rich. And so I'm just thrilled to be a little drop of encouragement in your life. And you've just blessed my heart so much. So I just love featuring you. And for all those that are listening today, you were sent this video for a particular reason. Maybe it's a season, maybe it's for a reason, I don't know. But I really do hope that you open your heart and open your mind, because whoever sent you this video really wants something more for you. And if you're interested in growing and learning and being part of a culture that rewards and appreciates women and really encourages them all the way up to the ladder of success, if that's something that is speaking to you right now, I want you to be brave, like Lizi said, and just do it. And I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of our Mary Kay world. If you stay a customer, we want to say thank you, and we value that. And without customers, we wouldn't be in business. But if you just think there might be something that you heard today that just touched your heart or tickled your fancy just a little bit, I want to encourage you, take action, because it's not going to come to you. You got to go out and get it. But thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you, Lizi, for being part of our group today. And I just can't wait to hug your neck in real life someday, real soon, when this is all over. Okay. Bye, Lizi.
Bye.